This week, I have compiled for you all the epic earnings call moments I have collected all over the years. From Elon Musk to Lorenzo Gonzalez, from public shaming of sell-side research analysts to inappropriate comments from management and retail investors. I got you all covered. You don't want to miss any of these epic moments. Now, let's dive in. To start off, I want to introduce you to the guy who started it all, the OG epic quote guy, CEO of Enron, Jeff Skilling.
You're the only financial institution that can't produce a balance sheet or a cash flow statement with their earnings.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Asshole.
As one of the richest people on this planet, Elon Musk certainly doesn't give a damn, and he keeps it so real on earnings calls.
And so where specifically will you be in terms of
You're
capital
next.
requirements?
Next. Boring bonehead questions are not cool. Next. We're going to go to YouTube. Sorry. These questions are so dry. They're killing me. People get too focused on like what's happening in the space of a few weeks or a few months. This is, it's an old maxim of investing. You should not be focused on short-term things. You should be focused on long-term things. And we have no interest. We have no interest in satisfying the desires of day traders. Like, I couldn't care less. Please sell our stock and don't buy it.
Our goal is to support the advent of sustainable energy. It is not to create a walled garden and use that to bludgeon our competitors, which is sometimes used by some companies.
You might not care about steel making, because it's kind of boring. But this gentleman, Lorenzo Gonzalez, makes covering Cleveland Cliffs quite a roller coaster ride. Gotta love a CEO who speaks what's exactly on his mind without any filter. Take a listen.
You are a disaster. You are an embarrassment to your parents. With this being said, we are going to use money to reward the long-term shareholders. So if the stock continues to go down based on these kids that play with computers and somebody else's money, we are going to buy back stock. We're going to screw these guys so badly that I don't believe that they will be able to only resign. They will have to commit suicide. So we are going to screw these guys so badly that it will be fun to watch. That will be my first priority, other than the two top priorities of finishing HBI and paying down debt. You are messing with the wrong guy.
Yeah, look, just because you mentioned my chemistry lesson, now I'm compelled to give you a little bit of an accounting lesson. Your share count in your first model this morning was wrong. That's why your EPS number was wrong. So please go ahead and fix that, Emily. As far as my percentage of fixed contracts, around 45%.
That's very helpful. Appreciate it.
Did you fix the share count already or not yet?
We will certainly be looking into it.
No, it's wrong.
The flag.
Don't look at it. Just fix it. You used the wrong number. And you need to fix that, because when you use the wrong number in the share count, you calculate the wrong EPS for the same net income. That's math lesson, not chemistry.
Thanks, Lorenzo.
Thank you. I am pleased to introduce on this call our new Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Celso Gonzalez. Also, if you couldn't tell by his last name, Celso is my son. That's why in the last deal, I did not use S&P. I use Moody's and Fitch. I'm not saying that Moody's and Fitch are much better, but I'm just saying that S&P is just horrible. So they're blind and they don't get it. So I don't know. We gotta ask them if that day the brain is working. They might give you an answer. Otherwise, they will just receive your email reply the next day. So they're bad.
All right. Lisa, before you call the next question, are there a guy named Matthew Korn waiting in line to ask a question? He calls himself an analyst and he works for Goldman Sachs.
There is not.
Oh, Matthew Korn, if you are in the call, it's still 10:42. Why you don't ask a freaking question? I'll be happy to answer. And Matthew Korn from Goldman Sachs, you can run, but you can't hide. I will see you at the Goldman Sachs conference very soon. And bring your commodity desk guys, because you owe me that from last year. It will be easier for you if you have the commodity desk guy with you interviewing me. If you're you alone, it will be a lot worse. It will be bad no matter what, but it will be a lot worse if you are alone. Bring the commodities desk guys or girls with you, because I promised you last year that I will take care of her next time, and next time is coming. The problem with time is that the clock doesn't...
Just an FYI, Lorenzo and Matthew Korn did reconcile, and it was a happy ending after all. RCI Hospitality. The f does it do? Public traded strip club chain. And there's an investor named Adam Wyden. He is on pretty much every single earnings call of this company. And he's the son of the US Senator Ron Wyden. You can form your own opinion of this guy. Take a listen.
Yeah, Eric, do me a favor. Can you stop taking questions from your guy, Alex Hardman? I mean, I think the guy's got COVID or he's got on hallucinogens. I mean, the problem with this is you have people, idiots on the conference call basically saying you're trading at lower than a 10% free cash flow yield. I mean, I literally want to hang up the phone and jump out my window.
In recent quarters, RCI started letting retail investors onto their earnings call. And they started getting comments like this.
Hello, Mr. Langen, and thank you for taking my question. My question is, why does Adam Wyden suck so much cock?
We've seen like BNPL really take off. For me personally, I'm not getting that investment banking money now, but in a few months I will. Is there any way we could integrate, or is the team looking to integrate BNPL into any of your services? Like, could I get a dance in installments?
Free advice for all the executives and Wall Street analysts. When an earning call starts, just don't take any personal calls. You don't want something like this to happen.
And your first question comes from Jim Suva with Citigroup.
It's a high-profile job and just a great opportunity. So this is a career thing, and that's why people on my team just hush. Yeah, we're meeting with Bruno Mars, for dinner. And
we haven't. Jim, I think Jim's doing something else.
He'll call me, and I'll call him. This is the real.
April, drop and move to the next.
Yes.
At least he got to meet Bruno Mars. Good for him. Rambling and the ability to sneak 5 questions into one are staple techniques for sell-side analysts. But listen to this guy takes run-on sentences to his own realm that even the CFO of a mega cap company had to point it out.
So I want to shift gears a little bit and really dig into some of the biggest opportunities ahead for Microsoft. We recently did a big picture report on Microsoft looking out kind of over the next 5 years and our view of kind of what the big growth opportunities are. And we cut the report into kind of 2 segments. One was leveraging the broad user base of Microsoft. I think you guys have quoted over 400 million commercial office users out there within your base. And there's a lot of your initiatives that are about sort of the user and sort of more solutions you could drive into that user. The second bucket we put it into is the platform, right? And that's sort of building larger solutions on top of Azure. Starting on the user base side of the equation, I think one of the key focal points for investors is obviously Office 365 and where we are in the transition. And can you talk to us about kind of where are we in terms of seat sort of moving over to Office 365? The seat growth in the overall Office commercial base, I think, has surprised people to the upside. Is there sort of more room to go on there? Maybe we'll start on the Q side of the equation. How are the seats growing?
Keith, your questions are sometimes so long I need to bring a notebook. But I think we started. I got through most of it, and then I just, even with my real focus on your speech, I got a little distracted. I think what you asked me about was the Q. That part I remember. And I'm guessing since that was the key, it's about seat growth. And really, and then we'll get to, I'm guessing price. The P times Q. See, you could have just asked me.
Rephrase it. Let's
you
talk
should
about
have just asked me that. I could have really killed it. Equations are how I work. I'm going to have you do it in Excel next time. It's just to be easier for me.
If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future content. So along that line, sell-side analysts are instinctive with congratulating on a great quarter, even when it's not. That even management jokingly gives them a hard time when the analysts forgot to.
So, Jason, I know when you like it when I say nice quarter, so I'll go ahead and get that out of the way and say nice quarter.
You didn't say it last time, Steve.
I know, I forgot.
Without the benefit of hindsight, if you just watch this clip, we would have assumed Bill Huang is actually a great guy.
여러분, 저는 주식에 투자하는 사람이거든요. 하나님의 시각과 하나님의 시간으로 투자한다고 보시면 돼요. 근데 많은 나라에서 투자가 잘못돼서 투기가 돼버렸거든.
And of course, diversity is still a big issue in corporate America. And most CEOs are old dudes who like to make sex jokes on earnings calls. I heard that this year at HIMSS represents the first time ever that investment bankers have outnumbered prostitutes in the city. I should probably apologize for comparing bankers to prostitutes. After all, that's really unfair to the prostitute. From the legendary casino owner Sheldon Adelson of the Las Vegas Sands Group. And this is what he said. I took a page out of a hooker's playbook, and my wife turned her head and said, "Don't say that." Autodesk earnings call. The analyst asked, "Could you give us a sense of how you might play in the IoT market?" CEO said, "I came upon this tweet. Something like, IoT is like teenage sex. Everyone talks about it. Nobody really knows how to do it. Everyone thinks everyone else is doing it, so everyone claims they're doing it." And then there are just some executives who just say whatever the they want on calls.
So I guess those are the two reasons that we're not partnering with Google. You know, they're thieves and their technology is not that good.
And so, you know, I think if you could sell like some form of heroin to them that would put them asleep for 2 years till they could wake up till better times, you could sell it for any amount of money. So I think that's probably, you know, their depression is going to be a problem for their companies.
I think what I hear UBS saying in their presentations is if I'm an affluent customer, I'll feel a lot better going to UBS if they have a 13% capital ratio than another big bank with a 10% ratio. Do you agree with that or disagree?
So you would go to UBS and not JP Morgan?
I didn't say that. I said that's their argument.
That's why I'm richer than you.
Another legendary casino owner, Stephen Wynn, he said, "Rich people only like being around rich people. Hell, nobody likes being around poor people, especially poor people."
Can you just confirm that and then also give us an update on where the Korea project sits and if there's any additional capital that needs to be funded from your side of the relationship?
Ask again the second piece, Chad. Oh, Korea.
Korea, yeah. Thank you.
Korea is gone. You know, we sold it for some barbecue pork.
We're completely out. When it comes to the ability to dodge questions, undeniably, politicians are number one, but company executives are coming in real close at number two. The analyst asked, anything to be aware of for the first quarter of next year? CEO said, New Year's Day is on January 1st in 2016. Analyst said, yeah. The CFO said, Easter will fall on a Sunday.
So Tom, that was, as usual, a beautifully eloquent answer. But it did not have a single number in that answer. So maybe is there a number that you can attach to any of this? Yeah. This was a math question, not a. I bet you did well on essay questions in high school.
I did. I just put B on all the answers on the math section.
And you can always expect some fun moments when the sell-side juniors fill in for their overlords, who might be hopping between 4 earnings calls concurrently.
Congrats on the on the great performance of a quarter. A couple questions.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you. I can tell you were internally debating good quarter and great quarter. We appreciate you going with great quarter there. So thank you for that.
And then maybe do you have any update on the timing of a potential CFO transition?
Well, you know, Jeffrey, the CFO is sitting right here with me. Yeah. I'm very happy that he's here with me.
From time to time, people with fake identity are able to sneak onto earnings calls, and then these things happen. Next question is from Buddy Fox with Geneva Roth Holding Corporation. Buddy Fox asks, was your business negatively impacted by Harambe's death? CEO said, I'm sorry, I don't know. We have a bad connection. Operator said, he has lost the connection. Bruce Wayne, analyst, do you feel that you have engineers that can work my specifications? Because I am facing supervillain, so I need technical expertise. The CFO said, there's a big echo on the line. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? And some people just start oversharing their personal lives on earnings calls when not a single person asks.
Jeff, I just paid like $600 to have Roto-Rooter clear a drain for me, which I'm pretty sure was like double the last time I had to do it. Can you give us a sense of the labor market and whether that's having any impact in all the construction activities of these telcos out there, and whether you think that has any impact on their speed at the moment?
Walt, that is more information than I needed to hear.
But in terms
it was amazing. That's $600 to have a drain. I couldn't fucking believe it. Thank you for the detail. There was some feedback at the beginning of your comments. Maybe the moderator has the mic open. It wasn't on my end. Just FYI.
Yeah, I think there's some window washers actually outside my window, which really you can't make this stuff up.
And there are awkward moments when there is a cultural disconnect between the Wall Street analysts and the company management.
What inning are you in with the process of rolling out Shopify?
I'm only good for one. We are like the day before the rest day, first week of Tour de France. The only sport I'm good for. I have no idea how many innings exist in inning-based sports, if I'm honest.
When you let real investors onto an earnings call, they will be in your face about your bullshit. Daniel Sanchez from BTG Pactual asks, the next time you have a result out, please don't use the word encouraging because that is half-ass positive. The CEO said, well, I thank you for your comment. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future contents. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.